Well, hello. It is Friday afternoon on day one of the 2023 Calgary Stampede. So, welcome to Calgary. We're in for the greatest outdoor show on earth for the next 10 days at our city. And if you're kind of like me and you don't like crowds, I know what I'm doing the next 10 days, and that's staying home and sewing. Um, I like small crowds. Stampede is too many people for me. But anyway, Stampede is our 10-day rodeo here in town. And I have a demo that is going to look like rope. So if you're needing to add a lasso onto a cowboy themed project, I'm going to show you a little thing today. But that's where we're going to go. Today we were teaching Bernina new owners class in the store, and this is a demo I did in class, and a whole bunch of students in class gave it a try. So today I'm going to be couching on a Bernina sewing machine. And I'm going to do some free motion couching for you guys today because free motion couching cracks me up. I think it's a ton of fun. And Bernina's got just like the perfect little foot to make it happen. So the foot I'm going to show you guys today is the Bernina number 43 foot. This foot has a fabulous little set of tools with it, but I'm going to pop it open on to my machine here. We'll show you what comes with it and how you'd set up to make this foot a happy little foot. So this particular couching foot is for free motion couching. There are other feet that are for kind of decorative stitch couching, which works a little bit differently. You know what? This will work way better if I change the cameras to where I think I'm looking. So first up, number 43 foot looks kind of like this. It has a metal ring through the center of the foot, and that's where our couching cord is going to go pass through, and our needle is going to penetrate right through our couching cord. The set also comes with a threader that looks like a little piece of wire. If that little threader disappears, dental threaders for threading under your crowns with floss work really well. And then there's two different styles of cord guides. These will clip onto the, I'm gonna change my camera around here ever so slightly. These guides will clip onto your machine on the outside to help hold your cording up. But because this is not my machine, it's just a flare model in the store, I'm not going to use my cord guides today. I'm going to leave those to the side for now. And then the cording I'm using that works absolutely beautifully with this particular foot is a nylon cord called Espiga. And it comes in both solid colors as well as variegated threads. Let me switch back camera-wise here. So variegateds with a whole bunch of colors all in there. This cording is the right size to fit through this hole and stitch properly. Some cording is too skinny, and if the cording is too small, you might miss it with your needle. But we'll play with what I know is going to work for this demo. Links below in the video, both on YouTube and Facebook, for both the cording, the Espiga, and the foot are there for you. So with this foot, it has a hole in the side of the foot, and that's the first place we're going to put the cord through. We can use the threader that comes with the cording, and I'm going to spool off a whole bunch of extra cording here because I know I'm going to have, it'll be easier if it's not all tangly. So I can use that wire threader to pull the cord through. The cord does need to, anything you're couching through here does need to go through smoothly and easily. Otherwise, it's going to be very hard to stitch. And then we'll go down through the center of the hole in the center here. And that will be kind of our base setup for this stitch, for this technique. On board the machine, I have dropped my feed dogs, and I'm just in a regular straight stitch in the center needle position. And this is a free motion foot. So when I put the foot on, it's not going to, and lower the presser foot, I'm still going to be able to move my fabric easily and go in any direction that I want. If you are a super creative person and like to doodle, go ahead and doodle with this. That's how I'm going to roll. But if you're somebody who likes more structure and organization, feel free to use all the other tools you might have available to you to mark your fabric. If you wanted to draw your line on here first, or use a stencil and pounce. You use a wash away marker, something that you can follow so that you end up with your pattern where you want it. Will be just fine. When you're setting up to do this, it's really nice to start with a needle thread in your machine that is close to the color of your cording. If you're picking like a white cording and dark black thread, you're going to see every single stitch, or you're going to see some of the stitches and it won't be as tidy. So really all we have to do to get started is we're going to tell the machine that I'm running the 43 foot so it doesn't yell at me, and I'm stitching on a Bernina 790 plus today because that is just the machine I had back in class today. And off we go. So the main thing to keep in mind is you do need to keep this moving as you go so that the cord keeps flowing through. If you stitch and stitch and stitch in one place, this will tangle into a knot and probably get stuck inside your foot, which is not so fun. But you don't need to go crazy fast. And as you run out of cording, you might need to loosen more off from your reel. We'll see if I can accomplish what I have in my head here without getting stuck or running out of fabric. I don't actually write in cursive, so this is... Oh no, we don't have Stampede. I forgot the M. Turns out I can't free motion write words and spell while I'm on camera. That's not an M either. Great news, I can't spell. That's what we've learned in today's live video. Should say Stampede. It does not. That probably should have written this out first. That's okay. But when we get down to when we think we're done with this fun little technique and we've got all the couching that we want, I can cut my thread and pull some excess cording through the foot. And then to finish these tails off, usually with couching like this, you have a good side and a wrong side to your project. With the wrong side just looking like regular straight stitching or free motion stitching. We can take a great big milliner's needle and thread this through to the back and tie it off on the back to finish it up. You could just cut them right on top of your fabric, but Espiga does fray a little bit, so it is nicer to tie it off on the back so that it doesn't come apart on you. But that is free motion couching. This particular foot can also be used with the embroidery module that comes with the Bernina machines. And when you're trying to figure out what kind of stitches you can use with this, because you can't just use anything, we're gonna just change the screen around here for a second. If you would like to use this particular foot in embroidery mode, what you're going to be looking for are quilting stitches that are just single run stitches. So this particular folder, something big and loose, like that big loopy meander, would work with couching. So you could couch those bubbles down with that 43 foot in your embroidery module. And it looks very, very, very cool. Some of these other ones might work. You just can't have a lot of back and forth in the same place. So sometimes a tight feather like that, you'd want to stitch it out in thread first to see how dense it is, because you can't go back and forth over a design. But something like this might work. But for sure, these bigger, looser ones are going to be pretty happy. And there's lots more quilting designs available for purchase that would play along happily with your couching foot. So that, my friends, is my, it looks like rope, and I tried to write Stampede. The color of Espiga that I happened to be running in class today reminded me of rope all day long. So that's why we get Stampede themed couching today. Definitely one of the most fun feet to play with. And for decorative things, if you want to embellish something like a pillow, you can do some very, very cool things. Grab multiple colors of Espiga, fill it in. You can go back and forth right close together and build patterns. Lots of times I tell my students in class that if you really love the pillows that are available at big box stores with the fancy couched details on them, but they're never the right color for your house, the solution is to make your own. So that's what I have for you today, is couching with your 43 foot. And I think it's a riot. So give it a try sometime. And we'd be happy to help you pick the right products so it's successful. Other thing, a couple more things going on here in the store over the next little while that I just want to touch on before the weekend. Tomorrow is the deadline if you want the early bird pricing for our guest instructor coming from Australia, Deborah Louie. She's teaching walking foot quilting, free motion quilting, and decorative stitch work in a class called Stitch Mandalas. So she's here for 3 days. Regular price on each of those classes is $200, but that includes a book and the fabric for class. And she's coming a very long ways to come see us, so that's super exciting. But early bird pricing ends on July 8th, so get registered right away, and then you'll be signed up, and you can come learn some fabulous things. You do not need to have a Bernina to come to class, but if you're in the camp of maybe I'd like to try a Bernina, we'd set you up on a machine for class if you wanted. Or bring a different brand, not a big deal. All machines have the ability to quilt with a walking foot. All machines have the ability to do free motion stitch work. And most machines have decorative stitches, so everybody can play along. So that class, those 3 classes are August 8th, 9th, and 10th. More details are on the website at mysewingroom.ca. But those aren't the only classes coming up. Sorry, I talked all day long. We have, if you're looking to start making Christmas gifts or, you know, just jazz up your house, we've got a June Taylor Quilt As You Go placemat class coming at the end of July or first week of August. I didn't actually look at the date. Hang on. Let's go back to the calendar. I should know the date. I'm teaching many, many, many days, but I don't know which order I'm teaching everything. Placemat class is June 2nd. So there's a few different Quilt As You Go placemat patterns available from June Taylor. But they go together really quickly, and because they're Quilt As You Go, they're very easy to get done, and they go together nice and quickly. So there's that one. These are a couple of the ones that I've made so far. And this is the start of my Christmas sewing, which I'm thrilled to have underway and have done early so that I can, you know, sew for me in December instead of everybody else that I like to sew things for. The other thing we have coming up, which is quite a bit different and will be lots of fun if you haven't tried sewing with knits before, is we have a dolman sleeve top. So it's got fun little ruching on the side. The shirt makes way more sense when somebody's wearing it. But if you've never sewn clothing before, the class is based around using a serger and a cover stitch, and you don't need to have any clothing sewing experience. The shirt will fit everybody, and it's really cute. So it was lots of fun to make for myself. I've made one for my daughter. She's got a list of like 3 more fabrics that she wants a shirt out of. So right from skinny mini 12-year-old to, you know, adult with adult shapes going on. Everybody can wear this shirt, and you'll learn some machine techniques. That class, the price is a little bit higher, but we are including the fabric and your thread, so that you're not deeply attached to whatever fabric we're making, and you just get to practice your sewing skills with the serger and the cover stitch for that class. So that'll be lots of fun. And there's Tuffet classes, more new owners classes, and lots more stuff coming your way with all of those things. So lots going on there. Last thing before I let you guys go for the weekend is we have 1 more day in store and 2 more days online in our first week of our Super Summer Savings. So right now our clearance fabric is an additional 50% off, and that lasts till the end of day Sunday the 9th. And then Monday morning our week of 40% off quilting cotton starts. So you can play along online at mysewingroom.ca or come in and shop in store, and just be prepared to be patient on Monday. Talked to a lot of people that were scoping the store out this week while they bought clearance fabric for next week's 40% off all our regular price goods. So be patient. It'll be really fun next week, and we'll get all your orders filled if you are ordering online. If you shop 8 out of the 12 weeks through our summer savings weeks and you get a stamp, you'll be eligible to get your name entered into a draw for a $250 in-store gift card here at My Sewing Room. So lots of the weeks you can play online if you're not in town, or come in store. We'd love to see you either way. That's mostly what I have for you guys today. Thank you so much for joining me. If you have questions, reach out, order desk at mysewingroom.ca, or come into the store, or give us a call at 403-252-3711. Happy couching. Happy Stampede. I promise next time I'll learn how to spell. Take care, everyone.